is that?
The Matrix? Yeah.
Do you always look at it in coding?
Well, you have to. You get used to it. I don't even see the code. All I see is blonde, brunette, redhead.
Believe it or not, what you are looking at right now is Doom. More specifically, Doom as rendered through the filter of ASCII characters in a release known as Leet Doom. Mercifully, this is not the sole way that Leet Doom expects you to play. There are levels to how many characters can represent the imagery on screen. This ranges from the aptly named Impossible setting, down several steps through Hacker, Leet, Hard, Normal, and Easy. You can even rest assured knowing that if you don't feel like experiencing Doom in Matrix Code Green, you also have the luxury of playing with multiple colors available. Some of you might be wondering what exactly is ASCII. Well, for one, it predates the internet entirely, hailing back to 1963 at its inception as a method to enable computers to share text data more efficiently and universally. Later on in life, it took another form, that of ASCII art. Using that limited suite of characters, you could still create something recognizable, from the simplistic up to the much more complex. Back in my day, we even used it to create recognizable forum signatures that could live under every post you made, letting everyone know that you were the sickest guy on the site, because how could you not with a signature that cool? And now, here we are, using ASCII to straight up represent the visuals of one of the most iconic video games of all time. As you might imagine, at higher settings, this is kind of awful to play, even stressing my admittedly strong memory of those first few levels of Doom. In all honesty, it wasn't until I hit normal and easy as settings until my eyes actively stopped watering from trying to pass what they were seeing. Genuinely, those higher settings will rely on such a high level of familiarity and just instinctual knowledge of those Doom levels that I genuinely would not recommend them for your first time experience using Leet Doom. In fact, I'd recommend building it up incrementally just so you can get a feel for it, because the way Leet Doom operates is not the same as baseline Doom. This is actually running via Unity, and once you get to grips with the movement, you start to realize it does indeed feel different to original recipe Doom. For one, the movement's pretty stiff. As soon as you stop pressing that button, you stop dead, as opposed to having a little bit of extra travel time like you usually do. And it's worth noting that no matter what setting you choose from easy up to impossible, every run of this is using ultraviolence as its baseline difficulty, so that could catch you unawares if you're not prepared for it. There's only really one other nitpick I can bring to bear, and that's the fact that enemy sprites, when you down them, still block you a little while that down animation is playing. Once they've hit the floor and they've fully settled, yeah, then you can pass over them, but it can occasionally lead to a little bit of confusion. I imagine at those aforementioned higher settings, that can be quite disorientating. If it wasn't, disorientating as heck already. In a perfect world, I'd love a version of this that I could slap into a modern Doom sourceport such as Uzi Doom and combine it with custom maps and other gameplay modifications, but unfortunately, as far as I can tell, it is still bound in this particular Unity form. And that's a shame, considering this has been kicking around since 2018. On that front, you might be wondering why I'm bringing it up now, and that's because this was largely inspired by me seeing a video from Grow Now Games where they have created a walkable ASCII cyberpunk city that apparently runs in a single HTML file. It's an astonishing looking thing, crazy to see how it even works, and apparently has been iterated on. The most recent update I saw features interiors, elevation, skyscrapers, and just improvements to clarity. It's a really fascinating project. I'll provide links below if you're interested in checking it out yourself, and yeah, I'll be keeping my eye on it, just for the hell of it really, because it's cool. But in the meantime, if you fancy pretending that you're Neo in the Matrix and you can finally see the code, you'll be able to find the link for Leet Doom also in the description below.
You think that's air you're breathing now?